This is one of those moments where Gemini quietly stops being just another AI tool and starts feeling like an unfair advantage, especially if your life overlaps even a little bit with corporate reality. Let's be honest for a second. When you hear guided learning, your brain probably goes to students cramming for exams, people learning Python on weekends, or someone grinding through a new skills at night. And yes, it's great for all of that. But the place where it really shines, the place where it earns its keep. You're handed a long, dense document. A series one, 100, 200 page PDF. Charts everywhere. Acronyms you voidly recognize. Insights that are probably important but buried 3 layers deep. And then comes the sentences that seize your face. You will need to know this for a presentation. Or worse, there might be questions. You know how this usually goes, right? You skim the executive summary. You highlight a few lines to make yourself feel productive. You promise you will come back it later. And then, somehow, later becomes the night before the meeting, right? This is exactly where guided learning in Gemini changed the game.
Imagine you just received a State of AI report from leadership. Instead of bracing yourself for a reading marathon, you open Gemini, head to gemini.google.com, start a new chat, and upload the PDF directly into the conversation. Once the file is there, you glance below the message box, open Tools, and turn on Guided Learning. That's it. At that moment, you are no longer facing a wall of text. You've turned the document into something navigable. Now comes the most important part, and this is where people either unlock the value or miss it completely. You don't ask for a summary. You don't say, explain everything. You simply say something human, something honest, like, I need to quickly understand the key concepts of this report. Where do I start? What happens next is subtle but powerful. Gemini doesn't flood you with information. It doesn't overwhelm you with jargon. Instead, it responds the way a great mentor would if they were sitting next to you. It gives you just enough context to orient yourself. And then something important happens. Gemini doesn't push information at you, it invites you forward. It looks at the entire document and says, essentially, here are 3 ways to understand this. Not details yet, just clear, high-level paths. One might focus on strategy, another on technology shifts, another on organizational risks. At that moment, you are no longer passively reading. You are choosing a direction. This is scaffolded learning in action. Gemini simplifies the full document into 3 meaningful perspectives, so you can grasp the whole picture without feeling overwhelmed. Then, step by step, Gemini deepens the complexity only after you decide where to go next. You don't feel lost. You don't feel behind. You feel in control and ready to move forward. After you choose one key insight, Gemini immediately adapts and zooms in. It doesn't just explain, it guides. It breaks the topic into clear building blocks, gives you context, highlights why it matters, and shows the tensions inside the space. You are learning the subject while also learning how to think about it. Then something subtle but powerful happens. Gemini pauses and offers you new choices. It asks which angle you want to explore next, the closed models, the open source movement, or the training method behind them. This keeps you in control of the depth and direction. You are never flooded with information. You move forward step by step, choosing the path that matters most to you. That's the real strength here. Not answers, but adaptive teaching through smart questions. As you can see, Gemini works in layers. First, it reads the entire PDF and distills it into a clear, high-level summary. Instead of overwhelming you, it presents alternative paths, different ways to understand the same document. You choose the direction that matters most to you. Once you make that choice, Gemini doesn't just summarize again, it shifts its thinking. It guides you deeper into the document, pulling out relevant details, explaining context, and teaching the idea step by step, all aligned with the option you selected. Then it does something powerful. It pauses and offers new choices. This time, it asks which side of the capabilities chasm you want to explore next. When you choose again, for example, the closed world, Gemini reorients itself once more and continues teaching, going deeper into that specific angle of the same document. This is what guided learning in Gemini really is. It's not just document analysis. It's adaptive learning. You are not forced to follow a fixed path. You are actively shaping the exploration, deciding how deep to go and where to focus. For anyone trying to understand a long, complex document, especially when learning a new topic, this makes Gemini an incredibly powerful and flexible tool.
And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it. And if you don't want to miss more practical, real-world use cases like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. In the next video, we will explore how to use these tools in a more advanced and more strategic way. See you in the next one.